Hello and welcome to City View for your close-up view of the city of Columbia. I'm your host, Leshia Utsey. We start our program with our top story, which focuses on the City of Columbia's National Night Out celebration. National Night Out is an annual event that brings together public safety staff, city officials, and neighborhood leaders along with residents to really focus on building a safer community throughout our city.
This is one of the most exciting nights of the year. Let you get out, get on the ground, spend time with people who are working every single day to make the city great. The reality is that the city is simply a collection of great neighborhoods. Neighborhoods that are all different in many respects, but all populated by people who want to make the city the best it can possibly be. So getting out, working side by side with law enforcement, working side by side with neighborhood leaders and faith leaders, with kids, people from, today we just finished an event with a 2-year-old and a 100-year-old in attendance and active and participating. It's a great day for the city. We're always excited about National Night Out.
You are celebrating each other, but you're also recognizing and sending a message that you're going to fight crime in your community. And I think it sends a message to people who don't want to do well in our community that that neighbors are watching, that the community is aware, and are willing to take a stand.
Well, for us to come out tonight, we have an opportunity to talk with each other, share information, but in particularly talk about crime issues and what we can do to eliminate problems of crime in our neighborhood, but also become more aware of what's happening in our community as it relates to crime. But we want to make sure that everyone is safe, including our youth as well as our senior citizens.
This is the year that we changed our method of night out. This was a night in. Everything was done in. There was no food to go. You had to sit in, mingle with others, and get to know your neighbors and know your city officials. That's what night out is all about.
And this was very special because we enjoy night out. And that's how we get a chance to meet a lot of our neighbors. You know, you stay in your house all winter long, and then you might come out a little bit in summer, but you get a chance to see who is your neighbor. So we enjoy this. This is something that we really do. And get a chance to see the chief of police and fire department, all these type people, the people that we be asking about during the school year and anytime, what can we do about this and what can we do about that? So a lot of them were here tonight so that we could talk to them. So it's something special that we really do enjoy.
The National Night Out celebrations are special in every neighborhood in our community. But there was one this year that was extra special because it featured a birthday celebration for a citizen who turned 100 years old.
This is awesome. This fountain behind me, having the institutional knowledge of a centenarian like Mrs. Davis, I can tell you the history of this fountain and the history of this park and how it all comes together. You just can't buy it. So having someone like her who's been so engaged in community leadership since she came back to Columbia 60 plus years ago, and been a steady hand in guiding the direction of the Earlwood neighborhood. It's pretty awesome. And having her still with us and still active and participating in decisions that we're making is helping us connect the better part of two incredible American centuries.
Well, I think it's very special. Mrs. Davis is the epitome of the foundations of neighborhoods. Throughout the city we have people like her. She's been an inspiration to the generations here. She has a deep appreciation for her neighborhood, the people who lived here, and she has really understood the history of Columbia, the neighborhood concept here, and the kinds of things and relationships that it takes to have a strong foundation for where you live, and an appreciation for that.
It's just great timing. We were so excited when we saw an opportunity to celebrate Miss Davis's impending 100th birthday coming up on September 5th. It was a good opportunity to have some of her friends around her, and for the neighborhood to take an opportunity to thank one of our most dedicated, longest serving, longest living residents, and highlight what she's given back to this community. She's probably one of our best local historians in the neighborhood. She's integral in the What You Doing Club, and has just been an active participant and still is. So it was just a great opportunity to have the mayor and some of our city council representatives here to thank her for that, and really recognize her in the way she should be recognized.
Well, that I made it. And that I've got all the friends and relatives that I adore a part of it. It's everything to me. My mother and father moved here when I was about a year old, and so I've been here most of the time. Even though I had a home in other places, I came home. And my husband hunted or fishing. I came home. I wouldn't stay in my house. So I've always loved it. It's part of me.
The mayor's annual Back to School Drills and Skills program kicked off, and a press conference was held to talk about this year's programs, which include basketball, tennis, and for the first time, the game of golf.
Creating the Back to School Drills and Skills Clinic was one of our very first acts when we became mayor. We challenged our staff to come up with something very quickly, and they came up with a model program. And we've seen firsthand how transformative a program like this can be. I know how much it can mean to a child with all the potential in the world for someone to reach out with a guiding hand, because I was that child. Had all the potential in the world, but none of the focus. If it hadn't been for my parents, my teachers, and programs like this, Lord knows where I would have ended up. It certainly wouldn't be standing before you today as the mayor of the great city of Columbia.
The Chat with the Chiefs sessions are continuing throughout various neighborhoods in the city of Columbia. Here's more from Chief William Skip Holbrook during one of the recent sessions.
I would be remiss if I didn't say that, the professional relationship that I have found there to be with the fire department's very refreshing in the public safety sector, and I think that's something that the community should be very proud of. It really is a true public safety family in Columbia, and that's pretty special. That's not something you find everywhere, unfortunately, and it certainly is the case here. And I think that that starts at the top, and I think it's important that that's reflected at the top, and I can assure you that it is.
The City of Columbia's Office of Business Opportunities is pleased to announce that additional funding is now available through the Commercial Revolving Loan Fund Program. Paul Fethergill tells us more.
Well, the primary purpose of our loan program is to assist businesses in the City of Columbia to grow and expand. This gives us another option to help businesses to do that, and it helps us in terms of creating jobs. It helps us in terms of revitalizing commercial corridors and other corridors of the city. So it's got a lot of advantages to it that help us carry out our mission as far as developing, assisting businesses in our community.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of City View. That wraps up our stories, and we will close our program with a snapshot of National Night Out 2014 in various neighborhoods. Continue to watch City TV for all the latest news and information from the City of Columbia.